Undervolting means lowering the voltage your GPU uses while keeping its performance the same or sometimes maybe slightly higher. Now you might feel like something is not right. You are giving the GPU lesser power while asking for more performance. Well, that's where the common misconception lies. You are not limiting the power, you are just asking the GPU to clock at a far lower voltage than necessary. Does that make sense? Physics yaad hai sabko? It's kind of like getting better mileage on your card where it takes the least amount of power required for the same performance, which naturally generates lesser heat. And at times, depending on the GPU, you can increase the memory clock to gain a bit of performance because it has now some thermal and power headroom to afford it. But do it carefully, matlab kharab mat kar lo bhai GPU. Undervolting is a delicate and step-by-step process of finding the sweet spot that might be different for every GPU, even though it might be the same model. Then why isn't it done by the manufacturers themselves? That's a great question. Achcha sawal. That's because when manufacturing a card, they can't test every single unit to find that sweet spot. They find the average values to work with, basically the average ranges with every card, and they just apply it. Many cards run at a higher voltage than necessary a lot of times, but you can fix that by having the right software installed. But why would anyone want to lower this in the first place? That's a great question again. Achcha sawal part 2. Now, most people use undervolting for one or more of these reasons. And honestly, once you understand why, it kind of makes it hard not to do it. Now, the two most common and obvious reasons. Number one is obviously lower power consumption and lower temps. A well-tuned undervolt can save 30 to 60 watts of your GPU power draw. That's less heat dumped, lower strain on your power supply, and even a small cut on the electricity bill. However, negligible, kam to hoga. And there have been instances where people have reported even 10 degrees of drops in temperatures. It's also easy and it's free. It doesn't require any new hardware, and also there are no permanent changes. So if you don't like the results, you just need to reset the settings back to the old version in seconds.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Of course, it gives you better performance. Although it's rare these days, some GPUs, especially the ones in laptops, may see thermal throttling. After long sessions, the card may heat up and reduce the performance and starts dropping frames. Undervolting these cards might help. Additionally, you can increase the memory clock on it with the extra power you have and then maybe get a few extra frames. But the main benefit of undervolting is not only for casual users. For example, cryptocurrency miners, they often undervolt the GPUs. Look at these GPU racks used by miners. Look at them. Abhi ho raha hai kya mining aajkal? I don't think so, but okay, whatever. Now imagine 5, 10 or sometimes even more GPUs running for weeks on end, sometimes even months on end without stopping. And by undervolting, they cut up to 30 to 60 watts per card. Over days, weeks and months, it adds up. And yes, it becomes a massive drop in electricity cost. Also heat and also strain on the hardware. And yes, without compromising in the performance. But is it really safe to do? Now, undervolting, like it sounds, is generally safe. It can't actually damage the GPU. The worst thing that can happen is sometimes the card can get unstable and crash if the voltage is too low, which can be fixed by resetting to default settings again. And if you want to give this a try, here's a quick way you can. But first, a quick disclaimer. Although most graphic cards are capable of undervolting, every card may not end with the same results. We highly suggest find a guide that corresponds to your exact GPU. But with that said, here's how the general process works. अगर करते करते GPU खराब हुआ तो मेरे हाथ खड़े हैं भाई, not my problem. It's your hardware at the end of the day, आपकी मर्जी. Number one, get the right tool. This can be done through both NVIDIA and AMD's driver softwares, but we feel that MSI Afterburner is actually the safest and easiest to work with. Open the voltage frequency curve. This graph shows the relationship between voltage and your GPU speed. Pick your target clock speed. Find where your GPU runs under load, lower the voltage at that clock, drop it in small steps, like 25 millivolts at a time. एक ही साथ मत कर लो भाई. And now stress test this. Use something like Furmark or Heaven benchmark for like 15-30 minutes. Fine tune. If it's stable, you can lower more. If it crashes, you go back to the previous value. And yes, you may find your limit. If you don't want all the hassle, the easiest hack is to find someone on Reddit or YouTube who's already done this with your exact card and kind of try to copy the same thing. And maybe push it a little further. Maybe. So that's GPU undervolting, cooler, quieter and more efficient gaming with almost no downside. Almost. कम करने की जगह बढ़ा दिया तो खया PC. मत करो इसे. And if you're looking for new hardware or custom PC tailored for your needs, visit our website or one of our stores across the country. Until next time, thank you for watching.